Yes, sir. So I'll start off with the first question. You have been in charge earlier at Delhi Dynamos, and you were in charge in like ISL till the last season. So have you noticed any significant change in the play style of Indian football during this years, like 5 years?
Yeah, for sure. I I was involved 3 years in the Indian Super League,
Yeah.
um,
Yes.
starting in 2018, and my last year it was last season. And from this last, say, 5 years, I spent 3 years in India, and I can see a big growth of the league, big growth of the quality of the players, big growth also with the youth teams and the young players. And I think that the level of the league is growing and growing, and it's good for the country. And now the next ISL 10, it will be amazing. I think a lot of good teams, a lot of good coaches, a lot of good players involved, and yeah, I will follow the league very close.
Yes.
Sir, you have coached the Barcelona youth team. So how was your experience there?
And then it was very nice. I was very lucky to be part of this youth system of FC Barcelona. Uh, I think it's amazing. For me, it's the best university of football in the world. It's a place that you can learn a lot, that you meet with a lot of good players, players that have a lot of talent. And yeah, I was lucky to be there. I spent 6 years in the club, and yeah, some of the players that I coached in that time now they are playing in La Liga, in APL, and it's a nice say history, of football that I had there,
Yeah.
and always Barcelona will be part of my life because there I learn a lot, and I follow a lot of knowledge that I learned in that place is what I am doing now when I am coaching.
Yes, sir. So let's come back a bit to the Indian football as well. You have been like you have coached players like Vineet Rai, Nandakumar, Chhangte, and like they are the future of Indian football. So do you think that the future of Indian football looks bright due to like these players coming up?
For sure, looks better than ever. I think as you can see, a lot of young players are developing very well because before, when the ASL wasn't there, it was more difficult for the players to compete. Now there are a lot of competitive games, and this makes and helps the growth of the players. And also a lot of young academies, youth programs are flowing in the country, and a lot of players have the chance to to be coached by good coaches, to play a lot of games, and for sure that this will make the country grow. And yeah, I think that you can see the last results of India this summer was very good, winning two tournaments, and now facing the IFC Cup 2023, which will be very good.
Right, sir. Sir, I'm sure you're definitely following Premier League, and tomorrow is the last day for deadline day transfers. So, what are you expecting from the top clubs there? Like, is it City again and Pep with his masterclass winning the Premier League, or will it be someone else this time?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Sir, I'm sure you will be following the Premier League, right? And this time, do you think that City will win the Premier League again, or will it be someone else this time?
I don't know. I think the City and City Group they are doing fantastic, and of course last season they won the league, they won the champions, and they won the cup. Uh, and every year is different, but yeah, I think that they have a very strong team. But I am more La Liga fan because
Okay.
I am Spanish and
Right.
more closely the La Liga. But of course, being Pep Guardiola in Manchester City and playing this kind of football that I think we like all of us the way that City is playing. I think that they have a good chance to win again. But English APL is very competitive league, and
Mhm.
also can win.
Okay. So, sir,
You have managed Itchy United in Hong Kong and you won 5 titles there. So how would you describe your time there?
It was very good. It was I started my journey there in 2009, and I been there until 2013. It was a good time for me. 4 seasons in Hong Kong. We had a very good team, and we won several trophies there, league cups, and also we play AFC Cup, and we are like to the last eight in that moment, and it was a good for Hong Kong in that moment. And yeah, I enjoy a lot. I still have a lot of friends there, and I follow very close Kichi, and I will be always I say part of that club because we start a big journey there that remain now, and Kichi became the probably the most important club now in Hong Kong.
Right, sir. Sir, as you know that right now all the players are moving to Saudi. So do you think that this is some sort of model which they're trying to create? And how are you looking at this Saudi sort of model that everybody is getting linked there, everybody is starting to move there? So will it be hampering European football in a way?
Yeah, football is changing, life is changing, and a lot of new things are happening. To have a league like this, that now they are buying big names players,
Yeah,
and the players right there. Uh, I don't know. I am traditional. I like to see the European leagues, and normally the big things in football happens in Europe. No,
right.
of now start a new competitor, which is the Saudi Arabia country, and yes, of course, now many players are going there. But I can see that this league will be in front of, say, La Liga or English Premier League or even Calcio. For sure that it will be a good league because a lot of players are going there. That also it is a good league, MLS in US, United States, or every country is trying to do big league there.
Mm.
And the important thing, as much the football grows in all global, in all the planet, better will become the sport, and better players will come because now when you bring new players and big name players in a league like this, also the local players will improve, and for sure that it will be good for football. But of course, it's something very strange now to see big names players like the last Golden Ball, like it's going there not to play, like
Right.
Karim Benzema and Cristiano and many of them. But I don't see I don't see that the people prefer to see and to follow Saudi Arabia League and don't follow APL or La Liga. This is far away.
Right.
So sir, I'll bring you back to your last year at Odisha. You signed Diego Mauricio, although he didn't have a good season at Mumbai, where he only scored 3 goals in 7 games, but he ended up winning the Golden Boot with you. So, do you think that was risk paid off, and like, how did you like decide to sign on Diego Mauricio?
No, we think that Diego is a good player. He's a player that scored a lot of goals, and we saw like this. The last season that he was in Odisha, he scored a lot of goals, say 11 goals, 12 goals also. And after that, he moved to Dubai and he scored several goals also in Qatar. I think he was in Qatar, he did well.
Yeah.
And after he also played for Mumbai for a few months and he scored few goals in the ISL, but also scored few goals in the Asian competition. And well, we think that he is a top scorer, and we bring credit to him. We thank him, and we were right. He won the Golden Boot of the league, and he did very well.
So sir, this year Odisha has signed like a lot of firepower, like Jahu, Murtada Fall, Roy Krishna, and so do you think that they will do really well this year, given that they're also playing in the AFC Cup?
Look, they are signing players that the coach knows very well, and I think that when a coach come to a new club, try to have with him players that he trusts and he knows very well, and yeah, and in this case, the new coach. He works before with all these players, and he have the trust of the players, and I think that they are doing a very good team. And after that, if this will work or not depends of a lot of things. Uh, but at the end, it's normal that a coach that already knows the league, a coach that already knows the players, he bring this kind of players to his team because he trusts in them.
So, sir, you have also managed the national team, the Australian national team. How would you rate your experience there?
Yeah, it was a very good experience because it's very different to work in a club than to work in a national team environment. You have a big responsibility working representing a country, but also you have a lot of difference between to be a club coach that to be a national team coach. In a club coach, you have your day by day. You can work with the players every day. You can have this contact every day. But when you are in a national team environment, this is more difficult. You see the players once every 2 3 months, and you have just a week to prepare a big competition. In that moment, I think that the communication between the players and the coach need to be high. In that moment, you need also to work a lot in videos and to showing them which is your idea because you have a little bit time on the field to work in the training sessions, and also this help to you to say bring more value to the training sessions because in that moment you know that you can miss or you can lose 1 minute, waste 1 minute of your time. You need
Yeah.
to
Right.
every training session clinically, and you need you have a short time to work with them, and you need to take advantage from this time that you have with the players.
So, a follow-up question to that. What is the major difference between managing a national team and a club?
You don't have the day by day. You you just see the players every 2 months or every 3 months or every month depending the schedule, and you have limited time to work on the pitch with them, and you need to use other resources to try that to make that the players understand well what is your idea, what do you want from them.
Right. So, as you are saying that you are following Duran Cup, and day after tomorrow we have the Kolkata Derby. That is the biggest derby, I guess, in Asia, the oldest one. So, are you keeping any team in front for the match?
I am watching closely the Duran Cup and now the final on Sunday. And yeah, I think both teams have very good squads already. They play one each other already,
Mm.
and all won the game. The final is a final. It's an opportunity to win a trophy, and it's a good way to start in a good way the season. It will be a good game for sure. Playing in Kolkata with many fans. Both teams want to win this game. It will be a nice game.
So sir, last year in the for qualifying for the semifinals, you had to place ATK Mohun Bagan, and the match was away from home, like the sixth versus third and the fourth versus fifth. So do you think that this should have been a two-leg affair, home and away?
Sorry.
Last season, you faced ATK Mohun Bagan in the like to qualify for the semifinals, like sixth versus third and fourth versus fifth, like the top six qualified last season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you faced Mohun Bagan away from home, and you didn't get to face them at home. So do you think that this kind of matches should always be like a two-leg affair, like home and away both?
Yeah, home and away make the difference, but at the end, I think is a say a very fair way to take advantage from what you did in the league. In this case, ATK Mogumagan it was third, we were sixth. The advantage to be third is to play at home, and I think it was a good way to balance the, what you did during the year. No, after that, one game, 90 minutes, everything can happen. But for sure,
Yeah.
that if you are playing at home, you have advantage always.
Yes, sir. So, sir, last season there was a game against Mumbai where you lost 2-0 and there was some really bad officiating. So, do you think that VAR is like a necessity in ISL?
Look, I don't know. VAR is something that came to the sport, the technology to help uh, to take decisions in a right way. Uh, for sure that you need to use in a good way. You need to use when really is needed, not every single decision, because if not, the games are so much time in standby, waiting for the decision. Uh, from what I know, to install this kind of technology is very expensive, and for sure that the league, the federations can afford something like this is good because in the best leagues in the world is there and it's a tool that can help to don't make mistakes. But I don't know, you need to use properly also. Uh, but I don't think now at this moment ISL is thinking to use the VAR. But yeah, always, if you use properly, it will help to the game. If you don't use properly, make that the game go slow and it's more difficult even than not using the VR.
So, sir, I just want to ask you one thing that has there like there was some rumors that like Odisha FC had put in some complaint for the VAR after that game. So can you clarify that? Were there any complaints after the Mumbai game, like for the VAR?
No, in that game it was many things that happened. I remember for one moment Mumbai City played for with 12 men because they make a sub, but the player that was on the field didn't go out.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a problem also with the floodlight. One floodlight in one side was working. Even a dog go inside the pitch. It was a totally mess. A lot
yeah,
of things happened in that game, but no, it wasn't any complaint. It was just we discussed with the referees that all that happened in that game. That it was many things in short time, and in a moment that as you know when you are on the field you are your heart is beating very quick, you know. But no, nothing very wrong, just football.
Right, sir. Sir, in India, there were some rumors before the start of the season that you were linked to East Bengal in a way. So, were the rumors true? Did the club approach you for some, in a way, this time?
Yeah, we had discussions in that moment
Okay.
as I finished my journey with Odisha, and yeah, it was some interest, but in the last moment, East Bengal decided to sign another coach, which is a good friend of mine, and I wish to East Bengal and to Carles the best of the luck. But yes, in that moment, it was a part of the club that it was interested that myself went there, but finally didn't work, and that's all.
yes.
Sir, you
I
have.
remember there were one photo circulating of you in Ozora, and like the internet went crazy about that you were like confirmed with East Bengal.
Yeah, no, I had a meeting. Yeah, this is the truth. But then the club take the decision and decide to go for another coach.
Sir, you also worked
Yes,
as a technical director and a scout at Espanyol, sporting director in Queensport FC, and strategic advisor at Odisha. So, how was your time in these different roles other than the managerial one?
And then it's football. As a football person that I am, you can be involved in different roles. I in different clubs that I work as a head coach. Also, in the club, I make the signings of the players and all the say the researching of the players and also the scouting and to implement a philosophy of playing. Yeah, I am a person that I move well in different ambits of football, and I think it was good for me to work in different areas of a club, and always I enjoy and work well.
All right, sir. So this time, as you said, you're following La Liga and you're definitely Spanish. So this time, what are you expecting from both the two powerhouses like Barca and Madrid? Because Madrid doesn't have a proper number nine as of now. So will they suffer in this season? That they are missing out on Karim Benzema was moved to Saudi. So what are you expecting from
No,
them?
I am Football Club Barcelona member, and I follow Barcelona more than Real Madrid.
Okay.
And of course, I want that that Barcelona win every game. Uh, yeah, you asking me about Real Madrid. Real Madrid always is a big team, always, and Real Madrid always is a team that it will be on top with Barcelona fighting for the league. And some years is Atletico there, or a club that sometimes can win La Liga too, no? But normally it's between Barcelona and Real Madrid. And even if they don't have a proper number nine, as you say, they are a strong team, and they are one of the more powerful team in the world. They are doing well now. This new signing Bellingham is scoring a lot of goals, and for sure that at the end of the league they are one of the two teams that are fighting for to win the league.
All right.
Uh, so, sir, you will be aware that Mauricio Pochettino has been appointed as the new Chelsea manager, and Chelsea have spent more than 1 billion in the last three windows. So, do you think like how much pressure is on Pochettino to deliver this season?
Mauricio just arrived. He's a very good coach. He proved himself. He showed when he was in Tottenham, when he was in Espanyol before. He's a top coach in PSG, and for sure that he will do a good job in Chelsea. And I think he's not under pressure. The club is being in a lot of involved in a lot of changes, ownership, and now they are spending a lot of money to build or rebuild a big team. And yeah, and I think Mauricio is just getting the players that the club is bringing in to try to build a big team and to be successful in the APL and in Europe.
So, sir, what is the major difference in football in Australia, Spain, Hong Kong, and that of India?
Every country is different. Uh, is, Football is football, and of course we are speaking about the same sport. But in every part of the world, you can see differences. In Spain, football is like a religion. Everybody play football when it's young, and it's the main sport. And when you are outside of Europe and you are going to Asia, in many countries, football is not the first sport in that country. And in that moment, you need to deal with this. In Australia, it's not the first sport. In India, also. And this makes that the followers of the sport and also all the facilities and everything are not that big like in Spain, no? And you need to deal with TV rights and with other sports than that they get more quota of people. No? In Australia, the Australian football is bigger than the football, and in some regions the rugby, and here, as you know, cricket is on top. No, is a big difference. And after the number of the kids that play football in Spain is bigger than the number of the kids that of proportion of the population in other countries like Australia or Hong Kong that is also not the main sport.
So, sir, I want to ask you the next question that you can see that Mumbai and Mohun Bagan spend a huge money on the transfer window, but the other teams spend a bit less. So, is there anything like the FFP or salary cap in ISL currently?
Look, I am not an expert of this. I don't know. I cannot bring to you the right answer. I know that the league is trying that it is a salary cap, but I don't know exactly how this works. As a coach, I am not involved in this kind of things. This is more for director of the club, the football director that know very well the rules. I know that in Odisha we always respect the salary cap, and I know that also we had in that moment a certain budget that we can spend. And now, from what I saw, Odisha is spending even more money in signing players, but for sure that 80K and Mumbai are on top on this kind of signing.
So, sir, as we Indians and football followers, we have a huge question in the mind. Like, when will India realistically qualify for the World Cup? What do you think about it?
Look, World Cup also is changing, no? Before it was 32 teams. Now it will become, I think, 48, I think,
Yeah.
which is a big increase of teams. It's like the ASEAN Cup. Before it was 16, and now it's 24. This makes more teams involved, no? As you can see now, India make the first step is going to the ASEAN Cup, which is something good. And why not? It will be more possibilities to go to the World Cup in the next World Cups. And Indian football is growing. It's very brave to say to you, Indian will go to the next World Cup or in two World Cups. It's brave and difficult for me. But yeah, the good thing is that now there are more tools that, and also the tournament is biggest that make easy that one day India will qualify for the World Cup.
Uh, so, sir, I want to ask you that next, like, if you see the India's map, and it's like the football is constrained in very little part of it. Like you see the eastern region and in the southern region somewhat, and you can see that major, like the chunk of population aren't really interested in the football. So, how do you think that AIFF can bring football to these kind of areas?
Yeah. Football, yeah, as you say, in India is getting big. Many people is playing football. A lot of kids are playing football now, and this is, I think, the important thing, no? That the kids grow in this football environment, and that a lot of young youth programs and academies help the kids to play football. No? One of the difficulties that have in India is that in the youth system it's difficult for the kids to play many competitive games because as is that big country, it's very difficult for the kids to travel around and play and compete in all the country, and they need to play in his area. And as you say, it is an areas that there are a lot of competition, but it is areas that is not that that easy to play. Something that I think that slowly the federation and the Indian government need to have the kids to play more games and to play more tournaments, and like this it will be better for the growth of the players.
Yeah, yes, sir. So, I was asking you that you can see that the Premier League and all have like a 10-month season, while ISL has only like a 6-month season. So, do you think that a bigger footballing season is required in India currently?
Yes, for sure. As much games and as much time the players will be on the field training and playing, it will be better for and will help the growth of the players and the league. But slowly you can see ISL in the first year it was 4 months competition, and now even that you say it's a 6 months competition, but also it is the Durand Cup pre-or the league and the Indian Super Cup after the, the Super Cup of the Cup that last year was Odisha, the team that won after the league. No, this makes more games, and actually, I think the teams are playing around 30 games, 28 games, maybe 30 now that the league increased with by one team, and this I think helps a lot to to improve. As much games, as much time is better for the players and for the league.
Yes.
So, sir, we have a rapid fire round prepared for you. So, kindly please answer these questions.
Okay,
So Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Tiki taka or Jigen press?
Tiki taka.
Win a match by 1-0 or win a match by 5-4?
5-4.
Okay, so win a World Cup or win the Champions League?
World Cup.
Mbappe or Haaland?
Mbappe.
Kevin De Bruyne or Ozil?
De Bruyne. De Bruyne.
Manchester City or Manchester United?
Sorry?
Manchester City or Manchester United?
Manchester City.
East Bengal or Mohun Bagan?
This is difficult. I want that win the best. Who deserve on the field. Yeah, for me, both teams are good. Both teams are. I have all my respect, and also I I love Indian football, and I cannot say one or the other because as a coach,
Yeah.
that was Indian Super League. Just I wish the best to all of them, and that win the best team on the field.
Thierry Henry or Didier Drogba?
And really,
Uh, Gianluigi Buffon or Manuel Neuer?
never.
Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
so sir, we will be asking you the top six, like who would you pick as the winner of the top six leagues? So who do you see winning the Premier League?
This year,
Premier League, sir.
Premier League. Okay, I think Manchester City. I think
La Liga,
Barcelona,
Bundesliga,
Bayern,
Liga, the
League
French
One,
league, the French league,
uh,
the Liga,
Paris Saint-Germain,
and sir, the Eredivisie,
Eurodivisie,
the Dutch league.
Eurodivisie, PCB.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So last questions for you. So if you would have made your predicted Dream 11, so how would you go about it? Like what would be the formation and the players you would take in your team
Like all
Wow,
time.
all
all
time? Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult because normally you have, say, your influence because I'm Spanish. I
Yeah.
I like more Spanish, no? But yeah, Victor Valdez on goal. If I say a line of four, yeah, it's difficult because a line of four probably I have as a left back difficult for all the history. I am more Barcelona fan, no?
Yeah.
Uh, Central defender, I put Koeman for sure. Ronald Koeman because in Barcelona he bring the the first Champions League
Understood.
for
Yeah.
Barcelona, and Carles Puyol because he's brave. Uh, as a left back, even being a Real Madrid player, Roberto Carlos was a very good player as a right back. Uh, just within the player, Dani Alves, he was a top right back. In the middle, uh, is you can put there Iniesta, Xavi, uh, Busquets, and you can put top his amazing players always, Johan Cruyff, can put Stoikov in the left, Johan in the right. Yeah, Luis Figo was amazing when he was, but as a nine, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, the Ronaldo, the Brazilian, the number
Yeah.
nine. It's very difficult to make a 11 of a history, and players that like Maradona, like Pelé, like I don't know, it's very difficult to make a 11 of the history for me
Right,
at
sir.
this moment. If I have a piece of paper and I start,
Right, sir. So, are we expecting to see you at India in the gaffer position soon?
uh, yes, of course. I like the country. I like the Indian football. I think I fit very well in which is the mentality of the
Yeah.
Indian people that I like to work and grow the youth players and bring them to the field and bring opportunities to them. And yeah, I think that you never know in life that it can be possible in the future. I hope that this come one day and I am free and the club can bring me a position. But you know, this it will happen if God bring us this opportunity. But also in the same that I am telling this, I am telling that I'm not wishing that any club goes wrong and in that moment I need to replace a coach. No, I am not like this kind of person. I I wish to all the coaches all the best. That all of them have a good ISL and a successful season for everybody. And if this comes, maybe comes next season when everything finish and this is the way that I think. This is more. I am following the Duran Cup and I am following. I will follow the league because I like the country and I like to be very close of the league because I left just few months ago, but not because I am waiting this gap. It will happen when it will happen, and I left in 2020 and I come back in 2022. For 2 seasons, I wasn't in the ISL, and I know that now is a gap this season, and we'll see what happened. Also, it will be the momentum. Maybe in the moment that it come an opportunity, I am working for another club in another place, and it's not possible, or maybe now that I am free, nothing comes. This is also the momentum and that match the moment that you are free and also the opportunity comes.
So, sir, that would be it. We had a lovely time with you, and thanks for joining us. And hope to see you again in India very soon. And thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you. You are
Thank you, sir.
welcome. And please the link when you make all the interview and I can see on YouTube or
Yes, sir,
wherever
definitely.
Sure,
Yes,
sure.
Okay.
actually, so we are trying to like bring Indian football into a global limelight. So we like try to do interviews with the gaffers to like get their perspective of the game.
Good.
Uh,
Good.
yes.
Thank you. We
Thank you,
we
sir.
are in that you need. You have my phone and that's all.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.